Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's science-backed support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Do you have a cell phone that day?
Yes, but
Does your cell phone take pictures?
Didn't have a camera, no.
It didn't have a camera?
No.
Do they still make cell phones without?
This is the plaintiff, Daniel Muir. He says his brother borrowed his car, parked it, and it was damaged. The defendant's car had black paint on the trailer hitch, and the dent in his brother's black car was in a perfect square, the exact size of the defendant's trailer hitch. When the cops came, the defendant refused to back his truck up to see if things lined up. The guy is guilty as sin, and he's owed the $2,137.02 he owes his brother for the repairs. This is the defendant, Jose DaCosta. He says he did not hit or back into anyone. There were plenty of other trucks with trailer hitches in the parking lot, and the plaintiff has no proof he did anything improper. He has no idea how or even if the plaintiff's car was hit, but does know one thing. He doesn't owe the scammer a dime. He's accused of causing a hiccup with his pickup.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
You seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Daniel
Muir.
Muir?
Yes.
Okay, you are suing Jose DaCosta for $1,937.02 plus $200 in car rental. That amount is in damages that you say he did to your car. Now, you were actually driving, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm confused. Who's who? What's your
I
name?
drove the car. My name's Christopher Muir.
Chris. Okay, and you were the one driving Daniel's car. Daniel, you weren't in there, right?
No. Yeah.
What happened?
Let's see.
Where were you?
In Park Street in Hartford is the rear parking lot behind.
Of what?
It's a 3-family house, and it's a driveway.
Okay.
With a lot in the rear.
All right, and you were a guest of somebody who lives there?
That lived there, yes, ma'am.
And then you walk out in the morning. What time is the morning?
Probably 8:30. So I go outside, and I see the bumper hanging off the vehicle. Somebody had obviously hit it and then tried to push it back on. So I went into the first floor where Mr. Jose and his associates were at, and I asked who had hit my car, because obviously there was damage to the car. He said he didn't do it. He didn't know what happened. So then we took a look at the car, and it was damaged there was a square from the trailer hitch. I got a picture of it. Let me see that.
Yeah, let me see the picture of the damage.
Mr. Jose has a brand new truck, so I didn't think it was his truck. I said it obviously had to be one of his other trucks in the lot.
How many trucks were in the lot?
There was 3 trucks.
About that?
Yes, sir. Okay. There was 3 trucks in the lot, but his was the newest truck. So I didn't think it was his truck. So I actually said, obviously it wasn't yours. And then
How'd you know which one was his truck?
Oh, I know him.
Oh, you know him
stayed
before
there a lot.
this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go on.
I stayed there a lot. But I said, obviously it wasn't your truck that hit me because your truck's brand new. It didn't have any damage on it. So as I looked at it, the tow hitch actually had black paint on it.
His tow hitch?
Yeah, and the rear of his bumper had some scuff marks.
Scuff marks? Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, he said he didn't do it. I said, I'm going to call the cops. I called the officer.
Wait, he wiped it down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was wiping it down after I told him there was paint on his bumper.
Did you take a picture?
Not of him wiping it, no.
Not before he wiped it?
No, I just told him I was going to call the officer. I called the cops. So the cops came. The cops.
Do you have a cell phone that day?
Yes, but
Does your cell phone take pictures?
It didn't have a camera, no.
It didn't have a camera?
No.
Do they still make cell phones without? Go ahead.
Anyways, yeah, I do. So I called the officer, and the cops came at 9 o'clock. And He told us that he was going to reenact the accident. So he asked Mr. Jose to get in his truck and to back up to my car to see if he indeed had hit my car. He's like, this is BS. I don't have to do this. So the officer's like, please get in there. We're going to do old school police work. You know, you need to get in the vehicle and do what I tell you, basically. So he gets in the car. He starts backing up. He says, sir, back up to the left. He's backing up diagonally. He's backing up. He's just being very difficult for the officer. And he's yelling, and you're being racist. You're giving me a hard time. And the officer said,
You're being what?
He said that you're being racist. The officer, he said that the officer
He said
was
to
being
the
racist
officer
to him.
that the officer was being racist against him because he's Hispanic?
That's what he said. The officer was African American, or I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
He finally lined it up correctly, and the officer said, sir, come in the back and I'll show you why you hit this man's vehicle. And he said, I don't have to do this. You're wasting my time, and I'm not going to go through all this. Anyways, the officer finally put him in handcuffs because he was yelling.
Really?
So much, yeah. He was being very irate with the cop. The officer said, obviously you did it, sir. Just be a man, grow up, be an adult, call your insurance, and they'll take care of it. This is what you have insurance for. He proceeded to say he didn't do it. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, but what did the cop do? Did he take him into custody?
The cop said he couldn't do anything because there was no witnesses. But he said he was going to write up that there was damage.
And he
on the
did. The
vehicle.
police officer wrote a report where he talked about the reenactment and how he aligned the cars and how the damage on both cars was perfectly aligned. Do you have the police report? I have a photocopy of it, but I want to see if you have something. Okay. Did you ever speak to the gentleman again about the damage at some point?
Yeah, as soon as the police left, he's like, don't worry about it. He's like, it didn't happen this morning. If it did happen, it had to be last night. And he's like, just call my insurance. They'll take care of it. It's only a Honda bumper. It'll be $100. So then I called the insurance company, reported the whole thing, and the insurance company...
called you back and said, we're denying the claim because...
Yeah, after. Yeah. First, they said somebody out. He said he didn't do it. Long story short. He said he didn't do it, yeah.
So he changed his mind again. All right, Mr. DaCosta, what's going on?
See that clipboard right there?
Yep.
All the cars are on the right side of the clipboard. And my car was head
Come
first.
here, you're going to use a clipboard? Use a clipboard. Whiteboard, not clipboard.
Driveway. Cars. I think there's 6. And my truck was like this. Okay, here's the driveway in. And his car was one of these. And there was a couple other trucks there. And I was right here like this. And he says I hit him, but...
Where had you been the night before?
Home.
Had you been... And you're smiling because you know my next question. Had you been drinking?
No, I don't drink.
No?
I drink occasionally.
Oh, you can't talk.
Wait, get to the one or the other, and then you can talk. Had you been drinking? Because you had a big smile on your face as soon as I asked you that question.
Well, even if I was drinking the night before, hopefully I would have been straight in the morning.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm just wondering because of the comment that he says you made to him about how it didn't happen this morning, maybe it happened last night. That's why I'm wondering.
I don't know what he's talking about, to be honest. As far as that goes, I don't know where we got that comment. But
I mean, there's a square on his bumper exactly the size of a hitch that, according to the police officer's report, aligned perfectly with your car.
But there's also, I think I had a 2011 Silverado. There was a Silverado in the parking lot, and there was a Trailblazer in the parking lot, and they both have the same hitches.
Okay, but why did the officer pick on you then? Was it because of the paint transfer
No, 'cause I thought
on
he
the
was
car? And the fact that there were scuff marks that also aligned?
I thought I was going to get a raw deal because when I saw the officer coming in, I had altercation with him a while back over a different issue.
Oh, my Lord, the plot thickens.
So,
what was the altercation you had with that officer beforehand?
I parked on a street, and there was a no parking sign there, but the sign was the opposite way. I couldn't see it. He gave me a ticket, and I told him he's an idiot for giving me a ticket.
You said that to the officer while he's giving you a ticket?
Because he was hard, because he gave me the ticket. I couldn't see the ticket, and I was right there in the car. So, yeah, I told him that, and I thought he was going to give me
How'd that work out for you?
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if the paint matches and the cars align perfectly, is that enough for the plaintiff to win the case?
I would say that it's not enough.
Oh, God, what do you need?
You would have to have an eyewitness that the person...
Are you kidding me? Come on. I mean, who thinks it's enough? Sir.
I don't think it's enough. It's enough to prove the car was there.
What's wrong with you guys? I mean, what do you want?
I think he has a good point.
Oh, my God. Are you guys kidding me? Going inside the courtroom.
How'd that work out for you when the same officer shows up at your property on this?
I couldn't believe he was coming. I just said...
Did he remember you?
I think he knew me.
Were there other Silverados in the parking lot?
There were different heights.
They were different heights?
Yeah, different heights. One had a ball on the end.
If you want to prove to me that there were a bunch of other cars there with hitches in the same spot, I would love to see the picture. Do you have a cell phone?
No, I do have a cell phone, but I didn't
Doesn't
take no
take pictures?
No.
Let me see your cell phone.
It's in the car. I got an iPhone.
Does it all?
You have an iPhone that doesn't take pictures?
No, I got it in the summer last year. It was after the accident I got it.
Let me see the estimates that you have. Did you get more than one estimate?
No. We got an estimate, yes, and then somebody came out from his insurance came out.
Did they write up an estimate?
This.
Hand it to my bailiff. Any
I'm
estimates
sorry.
you have?
This is from there. I apologize. This just said from their insurance company
right.
that the vehicle was worth $2,800. That's what they gave it.
That's the rest of it.
And that's the rest of it.
The staples came out.
Either way.
It's lower. That's probably why you didn't hand it to me.
Huh?
You heard me. You guys think I'm some kind of fool? I knew this one would be lower. Not by much. Do you have an estimate for the car rental?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I would love to have some pictures. That would be awesome. Or a video even of the actual reenactment, because it's so rare that an officer on private property take the time.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he does remember you calling him an idiot. Which is why you shouldn't call an officer an idiot on their turf. To their face, it's yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. Then you go to court and you fight whatever it is. But what do you think is going to happen when you tell a cop on the street that he's an idiot? Or when you argue with a cop who's trying to give you a ticket? What do you think is going to happen? I mean, that's just goofy.
I called him even worse before he cuffed me.
My kids have better sense than that. My kids know to just stand there and, not that they've been stopped by officers or anything, but, that's the first thing I taught my daughter when I taught her how to drive. That is the officer's courtroom. You will not beat him there. Nothing but total respect.
I gave him my respect. I gave my opinion of him,
You gave him your respect. You're an idiot. And then the guy comes back to investigate something on your property and goes through this whole Perry Mason stuff, which they never do. They usually say, it's private property, and walk off. You're right. I think he did remember you. There seems to be rather insurmountable evidence that there was paint transfer, that there were matching scuff marks, and that it was on your hitch, which is square, which is exactly the size of the dent here. And therefore, I am going to find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of what he's asking for the rental, which is minimal, I think, and the lower estimate, which it took him a while to cough up. So total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,896.65. Good luck, folks.
Well, here comes the defendant coming out of the courtroom on the losing end of this case. What comments could you possibly have now?
She ruled, so he obviously won the case.
Yeah. The evidence kind of piled up on you there, it looked like. It just looked like you were the man.
Well, I disagree with the decision, but it is what it is.
Right, okay. Well, the more you, say things to officers and the more you express your opinion, at times like that, it looks like the deeper you're getting into it here.
Probably, but
right?
Yeah.
Right. What do you think of Officer McIntosh over there?
He's a good guy.
Okay. All right. All right. Head right around the corner here. He's learning. All right. So step on in. You satisfied how the case comes out? Come on in.
Sure.
Yeah. Right. Good.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah, we're satisfied.
You surprised you had to drag him all the way to court to get this done?
Yeah, that's lousy. For that little amount of money, he should have just admitted it. Took the slap on the wrist. Insurance would have went up a few dollars, but that's it.
You think the cop dragged him through that at the scene because of some of the stuff he said?
No, actually, he didn't say nothing until later on, so I don't think he remembered initially.
All right. Harvey, what do you got?
Okay, I got to tell you, you have to always take a picture before you move the cars. Before you move them, take pictures of everything around, and especially the point of impact and the damage. It will help you if it ends up in court, and you never know if it will or won't. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is what everyone's talking about.
Everything's on the table.
This is what champions come to take. This is what everyone came to see.
And the slam!
No do-overs. No second chances. No more Mr. Nice Guy. This is winner take all. And it's all happening now on the home of the NBA Finals. Don't miss it. June 3rd on ABC and the ESPN app.
This is the plaintiff, Ellen Friedman. She says she took care of the defendant's 6 cats while the woman was supposed to be in Florida for a week or two. Well, the woman stayed there for 6 weeks. She went to her house twice a day, changed the litter, fed them, even played with them, for goodness sakes. For the life of her, she can't figure out why the defendant's not paying her for her services. So she's suing the feeble feline owner for the $1,500 she's owed. This is the defendant, Lorraine Ritter. She says she and the plaintiff worked together at the local pet store, and the woman said she'd watch her cats for free while she was out of town. She insisted on paying the plaintiff, and they agreed on $50 a week. In the meantime, unbeknownst to the plaintiff, she had her friends check on her house from time to time, and what they saw horrified them. The place looked as if it had been ransacked. There were piles of food all over the place, and there were coffee cups littering the floor. Oh, her money for doing nothing but abusing her home and neglecting her felines? No way. She's accused of failing to pay a feliner.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Ellen Friedman, you are suing Lorraine Ritter for $1,500 that you say she owes you for pet sitting fees and stress and aggravation because she won't pay you. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, that is correct. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, I met Miss Ritter and I wanted to get a kitten from her, and the kitten wasn't ready. And she said, I'm going away for about a week. Would you take care of my cats for $150 a week?
$150?
Yes.
That's a lot of money for taking care of the cats. What did that entail?
Feed the cats, give them fresh water, change their litter boxes, take out the trash, play with them, brush them.
You were supposed to come then to the house how many times?
Twice, morning and night.
Morning and night, okay. How many cats?
6.
Ooh, okay. And you were going to Florida, was it?
Yes.
What for?
My nephew had heart surgery.
Oh, how old is your nephew?
In his 30s.
Okay.
And it was something that came on immediately that I had to attend to. He has no mom and no dad, so I stepped up to the plate as his aunt, and I went there to help him in transition.
Good. And how's he doing?
He's stable and he's okay, and
Good.
that was a plus.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I needed to have somebody come into the apartment and just take care of them in my absence.
What did you agree to pay?
I agreed $50 a week. She offered first to do it for free.
Did you offer to do it for free?
No.
Okay, so according to you, she offered to do it for free. You insisted on paying
her something. So I said to her, we agreed on $50 per week.
And according to you, you agreed on $150. Well, why don't I just look at the contract or emails or texts or something?
Okay. Miss Ritter made a deposit into my account.
Hand it to my bailiff.
From Florida.
Yeah. Do you have something
for 1 week's payment to prove that this is
okay.
That we
that
did have an
deposit's for
agreement.
$160, so that's not 1 week's payment. That's more than 1 week's payment. That happens on June 5th. And when is it you left for Florida?
May 4th.
Okay, so that would not represent 1 week's payment. That would represent several weeks' payments.
You left April 26th, Thursday, April 26th. I took you to the airport at 4 in the morning.
May 4th, Your Honor.
Do you have your airline tickets?
I don't. I have my return thing, but usually I don't like to keep a lot of paperwork, so I don't have that.
So you have it on an email?
No.
Well, whether it's April 26th or May 4th, if you have a deposit into your account on June 5th, how is it you're using this to prove that it's $150 a week?
That's the only deposit she made, and I said it wouldn't be enough.
So once again, I asked my original question, do you have any way to prove that it's $150 a week that was the agreement?
That was a verbal agreement.
Right. Is there an email or a text between the two of you that would either buttress your testimony that it's $150 or yours that it's $50?
No, Your Honor, it was a verbal agreement.
Okay. So you end up spending how many weeks in Florida?
5.
5.
I said, but the maximum I put on it was 6 weeks. So I had to have somebody in place to make sure that these animals were taken care of.
So according to you, you ran by her that it could be up to 6 weeks. Is that
and
correct?
She agreed.
No. There was no mention of 6 weeks.
Okay. Now, at some point during the course of these 5 weeks that pass, one of her friends gets a little upset at you because she sees the condition of the apartment, right?
Well, I was not hired to clean, and she had piles of stuff that the cats had knocked over. I did not clean up. I clean up their food area. I clean up their litter boxes.
According to you and your friend, there's kitty litter everywhere. Yes. There's coffee cups that came from you. Yes. And there's what else?
Dinner plates in the sink. Somebody had been cooking on the stove because the stove is filled with oil.
Grease. Okay. Were you cooking in there? Did you have a party?
I had a few things to eat and coffee, yes.
Okay. And you didn't clean up after yourself?
Yes, I did.
Well, I don't care whether she's right in her opinion, but did her friend say to you, why does the place look like this?
No, nothing was said.
Really? I don't believe you. Let me see the affidavit from your friend. Why isn't your friend here? You posted from the Bronx.
He's a retired paralegal, Your Honor.
Well, then he has a lot of free time and he can come to court.
He just said that he didn't appreciate being in a court arena like this.
Well, why not?
I can't answer for him,
Did
Your
not
Honor.
appreciate it? I don't even know.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, it's a little insulting, actually. Dirty plate, empty coffee cup, and Ellen said she'd fallen asleep on the couch. Did you stay the night?
Yes. I did spend the night when I took her to the airport as well.
Okay, let's assume that you agreed to at least $50. All right, do we have an agreement that it's 5 weeks, or even that you two dispute? You two are the kind of people who ought to have a contract, since you dispute everything.
Yeah, April 26th through June 9th.
And according to you, it's May 4th. You should be able to show me something about when you flew.
I have something when I flew back. It is June 8th, and this is from JetBlue, and this is when I truly flew in.
Okay, well, that helps, June 8th or June 9th. And now we have to try to settle this May something. You say it was when?
May 4th, Friday, and I came back on Friday, June 8th.
And you say it was when?
Thursday, April 26th, late 4 a.m. we left for the flight. We left for the airport.
4 a.m.?
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
4 in the morning part?
4 in the morning.
Okay. And do you have any proof that it was April 26th?
I have phone messages.
Are there any phone messages between April 26th and May 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
No, between...
What is that?
Tape recorder.
A cassette tape recorder? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen one of them. I don't even think my kids would know what that is. Goodness gracious, would you look at that? How old is this thing?
It works.
God bless you. I think it's great. I think we live in a very disposable society with both products and humans. But wait, how do you have your voicemail messages on this?
My voicemail is on a computer chip.
And so you just played it next to it and recorded it on this?
Yes, I used speakerphone and recorded it into that. It gets clearer after a while.
This was after all the big dispute? Where she took care of your home so poorly? You think she'd make a good owner?
This is while I was away.
She was already in Florida, May 31st.
Hold on to this.
There's more messages.
Yeah, I know. Hold on to it. I don't feel like holding it.
Hi, Ellen. It's fine. I got your call last night. I'm certainly sure you're concerned about me coming back, but I am planning to come back probably at the beginning of next week. Okay? See you soon. Bye. Received Thursday, June 7th at 12:26 p.m. Hi, Ellen. It's Lawrence. I got your message. I don't understand what that means, that you don't feel appreciated. I said it many times. I appreciate what you've done. But at any rate, I guess I'll try you in the morning. Okay, good night. Message saved.
That's it. Of course, that doesn't answer the original question, which is whether it was April or May, which is important to me because it tells me how many weeks you're supposed to be due. But in any event, you've only paid her $160.
Correct.
Even by your math, you would still owe her money. What is the reason that you're not paying her the money?
Okay. I have two other statements here. First of all, our agreement was that she would accept one of the kittens. She wanted a kitten. Then she decided to tell me that she's moving and she doesn't want the kitten. Then she said it was the wrong color kitten. So that caused a delay and a problem because now I had to find a home for it. The second letter I have is from my next door neighbor that saw the shenanigans that were going on in my apartment when I was away.
Let me see what you've got. Hand it to Douglas, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
According to the neighbor, you would go once in the morning. You would have a gentleman with you and enter regularly. One night, you rang the neighbor's bell, asked her if she had aluminum foil. She could smell cooking. The next day, you both left the apartment together. Okay. Did you have texts you wanted me to look at or emails you wanted me to look at? Anything that would give us the date?
No.
Okay, show me what you want me to see.
Yep, I can take it up there.
I have an estimate from another pet sitting service of how much they would charge.
Not interested. I need to know what
Okay.
this contract called for, and these are the wages of not having a written contract about what the agreement is. You're looking me square in the face after swearing to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and saying you're supposed to get paid $150. You're looking me right in the face after swearing to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and telling me it was 50. One of you is a liar. And this is what happens when you come to court without a contract or some written proof of what the amount was.
Well, that's
You
why
leave
we
it up
have
to
the
me to
deposit.
decide.
The deposit from the bank.
What deposit from the bank? That is in June. By whether you started taking care of the cats in May or April, that is a month into taking care of the cats. If there's a deposit for $160, that doesn't prove it was $150 a week.
Well, I said $150 wasn't enough, so she says, well, I'll do 10 more.
Really?
And yes. Yes. I said it wasn't enough.
Prove it.
I only have my word.
Right, and what do you have?
And the deposit.
So you each have your word, and one of your words is worth garbage. Because it can't be both. So one of you is just an out-and-out liar.
Correct.
Welcome to my world.
So even if the plaintiff left this house a filthy, disgusting mess, should she get paid?
I believe that they should come to a compromise still. I think that she should clean up the mess, but she should get paid.
Well, here's the deal. If they can come to a compromise, does she get paid or not?
Yes, I believe she should.
Why?
Because she still spent the time to watch the cat, and it couldn't have been her fault. It could have been just that the cat would left the mess a few minutes before they got home. So as long as the cat is still healthy, then I think she should get paid.
Okay, you could have represented O.J. Simpson. Not necessarily well, but you could have represented him going inside the courtroom.
So here's what's going to happen. Since you folks decide that that's how you're going to do business, when you, who are the plaintiff with the person who has the burden of proving it's your way, walk in empty-handed, what you're left with is what she admits to. She concedes it's $50 a week. She concedes it since May 4th till June 8th or 9th. You know, either way, it's basically a full week. That's 5 weeks, okay? And if she paid you, she agrees she's supposed to pay you $50, then that's all you can prove in court. You can't prove that bigger amount that you're entitled to $1,000-something. And if she's already paid you $160, then that's $250 minus $160 that she would still owe you, which it would be $90 that she still owes you. You think that you don't have to pay her anything else because there's a coffee cup, some spilled kitty litter, which is what cats do, and she apparently had a man friend over and cooked dinner. If you don't want her to do that, then you specify that. But her having the place a little dirty is not an excuse for you not to pay her for taking care of your cats. So no. So it's $250 for the 5 weeks, minus the $160, leaving a balance owed to the plaintiff in the amount of $90. You apparently have some wagon that belongs to her. We'll go ahead and you want to hand it back, and we'll take care of that. Verdict for the plaintiff, $90. We are done.
The plaintiff sued for $1,500 and comes out with $90 because there's just no contract, and there's no good evidence, and there's no paper trail of what you say you were owed.
Well, I think there is good evidence, but there should have been some form of contract. But I did it on a trust basis that she's a person that would keep her word. But who would go twice a day, taking care of 6 cats for $50?
It's a lot of work.
For $50 a week.
All right.
Come on, that's not reasonable.
Okay.
So.
All right, right around the corner there. Nice vest, the cat vest. The cat vest. Very good. All right, so come on in here, step in. What happened?
Oh, well, it was a verdict, and the judge ruled on it and said we should definitely have an agreement, and that's what I really should have had.
Yeah. Well, what kind of way is this to do business? Is it $50 a week kind of low to take care of 6 cats?
But then I offered to get a kitten for her, work it up, which was over $500, and take that cost on myself.
What do you think, Harvey?
So here's the deal. If the plaintiff really did damage the house, fine. The defendant can file a countersuit against the plaintiff, but the plaintiff still gets paid. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Some things work better together, like NARS's Soft Matte Complete Concealer and Radiant Creamy Concealer. Soft Matte Complete Concealer erases and blurs imperfections with full coverage. Then, Radiant Creamy Concealer evens and brightens with a luxurious texture and radiant finish. 2 concealers, 1 flawless look. perfect for a no foundation base. NARS, better together. Visit Sephora to shop now.
This is the plaintiff, Robert Henry Demers. He says he runs an employment agency that matches teachers with educators, and the defendant contracted with him in 2011. The defendant got hired, but never paid him the service fee for placing her. The defendant's playing games with him. He's trying to duck out on paying his fee, and he's suing for the $3,000 he's due. This is the defendant, Catherine Richards. She says she did inquire about the plaintiff's services when she was looking for a job, but also sent her resume out to many schools and was hired by one of them. She found this position on her own. The plaintiff didn't find the job for her, and that's why she doesn't owe him any of her hard-earned dough. She's accused of an F in finance.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay, Robert Henry Demers,
Yes,
doing
ma'am.
business as Teacher Placement Services. You're suing Catherine Richards for $3,000 in job recruitment fees that you say she owes you because she ended up getting a job at a place that you had referred her to. Tell me what happened here.
Well,
what kind of business do you run?
We're an employment agency. We find jobs for educators throughout the state of New York.
And how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it since the year 2000.
Okay. And has
12
your
years.
company been incorporated that long, or you were doing it for somebody
We're
else?
a partnership with my wife, Robin. Here we're married and partners, business
Okay.
partners.
Oh. Well, I shouldn't make that face, and maybe it's going swimmingly. Is it?
Sheesh.
So you're just never apart, ever, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. Okay. So the business has actually been in effect since 2000?
Yes,
Okay.
she's been doing it since 1986.
Okay. All right. Now, when did you first meet Catherine Richards?
I've never met her.
Okay. How did you get her resume?
Well, I didn't do that either. That's why I'm not sure. Robin is the
Come
one
on
that
up.
was working at the time.
So talk to me.
Ms. Richards applied with us online. We place people throughout the state of New York. She actually applied with us the 11th of September, 2011.
Okay.
And at that time, we contacted her once we received her application. We go over the contract, make sure she understands the contract. It's been approved by the Department of Labor in New York, and find out what her preferences were. We do that with all our clients. What kind of job does she want?
Did you talk to her yourself?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. And you then took her application and sent it where?
Actually, after I interviewed her on the phone, we asked her for her resume and cover letter. She emailed it to us. And then we received a position from a school in Manhattan that looked like it would fit all her preferences and she was well qualified for. I contacted her about that position November 7th, 2011.
Okay, now before you contact her about a position, is there a contract that she signs?
Yes.
Okay, do you have that with you?
Bob has it.
And how does she sign it? You send it to her electronically, she signs it, scans it, sends it back?
She agrees to it when she makes the application, which we have the application in the
So
contract.
she clicks agree? How does it work mechanically?
It says, I have read, understand, and agree to the terms of the contract. I understand that the submission of this form verifies my agreement.
Let me see.
And with it is the contract.
Okay. All right, so go on.
Okay, so we received, after I talked to her initially to learn about her preferences and make sure she understood she had signed a contract, because some people say they don't understand that. After we had that discussion, I asked her for a resume and cover letter. She emailed those items to us. After we received those, then I contacted her in September 14th, 2011, and told her about a position that was available in Manhattan. Asked her if she was interested, if she had applied to the school before, because if she's applied to the school, then we let them work it out on their own. It's in the contract for them to do that. And she said she was very interested. She was very interested in the school. What next? I said, I'll send your resume to my contact, the administrator at the school, and see if we can get you an interview. So I did, with her permission, and she did get an interview. Then, after I didn't hear anything for a while, I contacted her.
She didn't get hired for that job, though, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And I contacted her when I didn't hear anything, and she...
How much later?
November 7th, 2011.
So that's how much later?
2 months.
Okay.
2 months. So it's a long process to get hired as a teacher in some of these schools. And she said, well, you know what? I went to the website after she had the interview. She went to the website and she learned about another position she was more interested in. And she had gone through the interview process and was getting ready to do a demonstration for the school.
How does a demo work?
It's you go into a school, into the school where you're potentially going to be employed, and it's a classroom of students who are in attendance at the school. You prepare a lesson and you conduct a lesson before the administrators of the school.
Do they videotape it or are they physically there?
It depends on the school. There are some schools where the administrator is there and videotapes it, and some where the administrators are just there.
Do you find the kids are cooperative or are they busting your chops?
Well,
because they obviously know you're a newbie.
It really depends. In this case, the students were excited about getting a new teacher because it had been so many months.
What grade
and I
is
would
this?
have been their third teacher. It was I did the demo lesson for an 8th grade class, but I ended up teaching 7th and 8th grade.
Okay, now were these kids special needs?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you end up getting a job from the school that they had referred you to. And at some point she calls you and she tells you, by the way, you owe us some money. And what did you say to her?
Well, she didn't tell me over the phone that I owed her money. What happened is she called me to ask me how was my job search going. And I said to her, well, I got a phone call. I sent my resume out and I got a phone call and had interviewed with Opportunity Charter School in Harlem. And she says, well, that's the school that we sent your resume to.
Did you know the school she had sent your resume?
She sent my resume. She said she was sending my resume to a charter school in Manhattan for a 6th grade learning. The title was 6th grade learning specialist.
Right.
The position.
Do you dispute whether she originally sent that resume to the school, or you have since researched it and you know she did?
I researched it and I know she did.
You know she did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And I do have a statement from the hiring coordinator at the school stating that they did receive my resume from Teacher Placement Services, but I was not considered as a candidate for that position, and that was back in September, and that she didn't consider me as a candidate until I responded to another ad that they had online for a science teacher for 7th and 8th grade
I
science.
understand that. Let's assume that that's 100% true. Okay, because I saw that there was an email that you submitted from the hiring person saying just that. That they don't know whatever came in the first thing, that person didn't look at it, and that they just hired you. Let's assume that to be factually correct. Have you looked at the contract that you agreed to?
Honestly, and like I said before, like as she was speaking,
Judging by your smile, the answer's no.
No, you know what it is.
It's no, not then, but yes before I walked in.
It's my own fault because you should never, 1, assume anything, and 2, just, I was looking for a job. I'm clicking.
Sure, it sounds like a great idea because X% of 0 is 0, but X% of something it then becomes something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the contract says that if the plaintiff makes the initial contact, he gets a commission. Does he get paid here?
I think he does. He provided the initial inroad into that school.
But she's saying, look, I got a job independent of that, a totally different job. Is that a defense to not paying for the commission?
If he has a contract, he should get paid.
Period.
Yes.
Period. Going inside the courtroom.
So when you're looking for a job, you're ready to pay a commission, and then when you have a job, you're like, wait, did you really help me get this?
Well, honestly, I wasn't looking to pay a commission because my experiences have always been that a job agency is contracted or hired through the potential employer.
Okay. Have you ever? Do you own your own home?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever sold a home?
No.
Okay. If you were to hire a realtor to sell your home, part of that contract is going to read just like this, that if you sell the home at all, whether you're the person who did the hustling or they're the person who did the hustling, if you sell the home during the representation period, you're going to be paying them a commission because it's their sale. Now, I might not sign this. I might not agree to this. I might not have hired them with these. I don't know what the industry's like. Maybe everybody has that same requirement. But clearly, in reading this, and you're a teacher, you've read this.
Yes.
You've read this, right? So you've read this before walking in here, so you had to know it wasn't
because when I got their paperwork from saying that they were suing me in the paperwork that I got from the court, they had like a little section in their paperwork that they submitted to the court.
So you've since read it, right?
Yes.
And you know that it says that they will be considered to have been instrumental if you get hired by anybody they sent your resume to.
Yeah, within 12 months, which I
Right.
find that also to be unfair because I'm supposed to send them my resume and wait for them to, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. So I continued sending my resume out everywhere trying to find a job.
Okay, but your brain cells are quite connected and you know exactly how this is going to go, and you're not going to say it's unfair in that hallway, are you?
No, but
because it's what you signed, it's what you agreed to.
I'm also going to give you a copy of my pay stub to prove that they do not.
That they have overestimated your salary. How much do you make?
Well, I'm not even at that school anymore.
What happened?
I'm actually closer to home because I live on Long Island, so trekking it into Harlem was a bit much, so I'm working in Queens now.
Okay, you're happy though?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is your pay over a 2-week period?
Yes.
Okay. According to your contract, it's 60% of 1 month's salary, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that comes out to $2,808.93, and therefore I find in favor of the plaintiffs in the amount of the $2,808.93, plus, of course, your court costs.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Let's talk to the defendant coming out of the courtroom here. You lose this case, but they didn't get every penny they sued for. You knew you were going to lose this case before you walked in?
After I received their paperwork, I realized that it was my own fault that I didn't read before I checked. Looking for a job, you think, no, this looks like something I would be interested in doing. Let me just fill out the application and go. But,
and you read it, and so they're entitled to their fee.
No, they're not entitled to their fee because they didn't find me the job. I had evidence that from the hiring coordinator.
According to
that
the
said
contract, they're entitled to their fee.
Yeah.
So do these services work for teachers looking for jobs?
No, I'd say send your resume out to as many schools as you can on your own.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck. Good luck. Okay, then come on in here and satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, sir, I am.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about the service you provide.
Well, if you do what Ms. Richards says, you're not going to get a job as much as if you went through a service where we have direct contacts with the schools and the principals and we have inside information.
You don't think a teacher can go out there and find a job on their own?
They can. The market is tough for teachers. There are like thousands of applications for every position there are.
It's the same for everything.
Yes, it is.
Harvey?
I want to spend just a couple of seconds telling you this. A lot of times, you make a deal and somebody hands you this big contract and you look at it and you just sign it because you don't want to read it. These are not just words. They mean something. It's all about your rights. And usually when somebody hands you a contract, it's protecting them more than it is you. You've got to read these contracts. It's a pain in the neck, I know, but I'm telling you, in the end, you will be so much better served.